What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, another video. Today we're doing something very simple. I felt, because of the weather outside, it's always gloomy here, I don't know why, but I felt like I wanted to do something pretty simple with a flip cup and some bright colors, some darker colors. I don't know, I'm trying to like brighten my own day, I guess, if that even makes sense. So we're using this canary yellow. We have kind of a turquoise, silver, phthalo blue, titanium white. Each one of these colors has this silicone that I always use, and that is this OGX coconut oil hair serum. It's 2 drops per color. These cups are 3-ounce cups. And then I just have a titanium white that I'm going to use as a base coat. So with that said, let me get my cup so we can start layering these colors out. And we're going to do it. So how's everybody doing this beautiful day? I've missed you guys. Like you all know, my schedule's kind of crazy, so I don't really get as much opportunity to paint. So when I can paint, I'm just like a nerd. I'm just super excited about it. But all right, so we're gonna start. We'll layer a little bit of white. I don't want these layers in the bottom of the cup are gonna be what's actually on the surface. So I kind of want to start with some smaller layers. Hopefully, get some good interactions with like the silicone and whatnot. But how's everybody doing today? It's a glorious day. It is a great day today, and I'm glad that you're all here. So recently, kind of current events, let's catch up a little bit. So as y'all know, and I've already stated, my schedule is kind of ridiculous, but it's okay. I've been trying to go out and do a bunch of things out here in Detroit to kind of, experience the area. So I visited a couple little art venues, went out and explored some like nature stuff, some little terrain walks and whatnot. And those were really exciting. It was really nice to kind of reconnect with that kind of environment, because I do enjoy that stuff. I like getting out into nature and doing hikes or nature walks. Recently, me and a buddy of mine went out and did the Spartan race, and I really didn't know what to expect going into that, but it was actually a lot of fun. It was a 5K run with 20 obstacles, but yeah, it was a great time. I think next time I want to do the 10K, just because I feel like I did okay, and it wasn't too bad, but it was fun and it was exciting, and it was just really cool to be able to connect with people that, a big group of people that are all doing something similar. They're into the outdoors and physical activity and stuff like that. So that was really cool. Ann Arbor had this giant art fair this weekend, and I went on Friday, saw a whole bunch of artists. None of them were doing the same type of media as this, so that makes me curious how many of acrylic pouring artists there are actually in Detroit. Alright, so now we're going to start layering these to a little bit larger puddles, because we're getting down towards what the bottom is going to be. So yeah, 1 to 2 drops of the silicone, more than enough. I know that this white is going to probably sink a little bit. This turquoise is a very heavy color too. It's just sinking straight down to the bottom. Oh yeah. Got this blue here. Beautiful dark blue. Love it. I get so giddy every time I start painting, just because it's exciting for me. Like, because you can totally lay out all the colors and you know what colors you're using. You've maybe done this technique 1,000 times. But you really never know exactly what you're gonna get. And that's the fun. So I'm gonna use this base coat right here. It's just the same titanium white that I used with the rest. There are some air bubbles in it. That's one little tip that I could probably give you guys. If you're using colors and you're mixing silicone with the colors, You want to try to give it about 24 hours to settle in the cup so the bubbles rise to the surface, and then you just give it a little tap on the bottom and it pops those bubbles for you. So you don't have to worry about trying to pop them after you've done your pour, because if you have bubbles in your pour, you're going to be able to see that they were bubbles and not cells. They do kind of look like cells, but alright. I just splattered paint everywhere. My little cement tub did not save that. But that's okay. We're already seeing some really cool looking cells. So I'm actually like really excited about that. So, typical flip cup, this is a 9 ounce cup. The canvas is a 12 by 12 square sitting on my Lazy Susan. A lot of you also ask, how do I affix the canvas to the Lazy Susan so it doesn't go spinning off? I just take some painter tape and turn it into a loop, tape it to the bottom of the canvas, and just stick it down on top of the Lazy Susan. So it keeps it there. Right now I'm just talking to you guys because we're waiting for the cup and the paint in the cup to settle down towards the bottom. And then I'm gonna flip it, torch it, spin it out, and we'll see what kind of magic we get. I think we're ready to flip. Oh, wow. Already seeing some really beautiful stuff happening. And with the nature of how I flipped that cup, I still got bubbles, so maybe less focus on letting the paint settle, more focus on being gentle with the canvas. So I'm gonna let my heat gun warm up a little bit, and I'm gonna try to pop some of these bubbles. The heat gun's also gonna cause the silicone to react. If you can see it, it's making the cells open up on their own anyway. As you can see, it heats up the silicone and helps it rise to the surface through all the layers of paint. I never get tired of doing this kind of stuff because it's always like magic every single time I do it. So let me put these gloves on because we're about to get messy, so. But yeah, some of those cells are just huge already. And let's see. I kind of like what's going on there. Some of this, I feel like it's going to stay that way. So I want to bring some of this down towards the center. So when I do spin it out, a lot of this white goes away. And we keep these juicy colors here. Alright. Yeah, I think that's really good, actually. I'm gonna give it a light spin because I don't need to spin it super hard. I basically want to just spread the paint across the canvas. And that's like perfect. Exactly what I'm looking for. I got the majority of that dull white off. And we got some really good coverage on the sides, which is good. It's going to continue to go down the sides, and I can actually just help it along because it's a lot like resin. Spots that don't have paint, dry spots, are gonna, it's harder for the paint to flow over that. So you can always touch the sides, just get a little bit of paint on those surfaces. All right, now I'm super excited because of the giant cells that are in it now. This heat gun's probably gonna bring out even more. And it is so glorious. Now you can always use more silicone if you want. I typically normally only use about 2 drops in a 3-ounce cup because a little bit does go a long way, honestly. And if you use too much, it's gonna completely make your cells super wonky. And I don't like how the silicone reacts when I use too much of it. Because if I use too much of it, you can always tell because it almost pushes all the way down to the canvas and leaves like pits in the paint. But for this one, like, I actually like this one. It's kind of it's got some darker colors in it, but it's got a lot of brightness to it too, with that yellow and the white, just little pops of color coming to the surface. Now, a lot of these cells are going to continue to develop over time, over the next couple hours. Let's get down here, kind of check it out. There's quite a few areas in here that I love. So let me bring you guys down here and we're going to check it out together. So you've already seen, like, some of these cells are already opening up. And that little bit of silver gave like this glorious little shimmer to some of these colors. I absolutely love this one. The cells are just so big and bubbly, full of life.
If you want to watch another video just like this, click the screen right now and I'll see you there.